que toda vez que alguém olhar, procurar saber, cara, vamos saber quem que foi esse cara. As pessoas vão ver, desde o começo, não acredito, esse cara fez isso. Eu acho que você tem momentos mágicos. Em todo esporte existe isso. Michael Jordan, ele teve momentos mágicos. Você fala, cara, como que esse cara fez isso?
Anderson Silva!
Você pode eternizar os seus feitos. Mas você ser uma pessoa que não vai dar certo.
Let's go get this done, son! Y'all fight! Let's go get it right, baby!
Não tem si dessa vez, Bebel. Se tivesse feito isso, aqui nós vamos fazer tudo que a gente quiser hoje ali dentro. Não tem si hoje, meu irmão. Hoje nós vamos matar esse cara.
Todas as vezes eu sempre coloquei na minha cabeça o seguinte: pode ser que hoje seja o dia da derrota. Por muito tempo as pessoas achavam que eu era invencível. Ninguém é invencível. Todo mundo tem o seu momento da nuvem negra.
There's a good shot to the body. Oh, no! He hurt his leg, and then it's all over.
Okay, relax. You doctors got you.
That's a serious fracture of the leg. I mean, it's going to be difficult for him to walk again for a long time. That's a very serious injury, and this might be the end of a great mixed martial arts career.
They said it would never happen. Anderson Silva is approaching 40 years old. The injury was too devastating, career-ending.
Done with mixed martial arts?
Nick Diaz had retired from the sport. He was too wild, uncontrollable. But at UFC 183, the unimaginable becomes reality. Two of the most celebrated stars of our generation will meet in a dream matchup. The card gets deeper with Tyron Woodley welcoming Kelvin Gastelum to the welterweight elite. And thrilling lightweight Joe Lauzon faces raging Iaquinta. Get ready for Countdown to UFC 183.
Okay, relax. You doctors got you.
Eu fui o primeiro que conseguiu entrar no octágono. Né? Eu me lembro que ele falou, mestre, por que Deus está fazendo isso comigo?
Ele estava tentando me acalmar, porque ele estava vendo a gravidade da lesão.
Foi doloroso. O Anderson sofrer desse jeito.
Tem coisas que eu nem me lembro mais.
Anderson was rushed from the MGM Grand to University Medical Center in Las Vegas, where he would undergo emergency surgery on his leg that same night. Dr. Stephen Sanders was at the helm.
This sawbones model shows the tibia and the fibula intact. Anderson's fracture occurred roughly at about this level. The fixation device was this Smith-Nephew intramedullary rod that is placed inside the tibia. And the entry port would be at the very top of the knee, and then through that hole, the nail is advanced down toward the ankle, and at that time, stabilizing the fracture. He was concerned mostly when he could start training again. I was mostly concerned about getting the fracture fixed. He has an excellent prognosis for healing, but he's a long way, being less than 48 hours, he's a long way from now to when, he achieves union or fracture healing.
princípio, minha família não queria que eu voltasse.
Na real, eu não quero que ele volte mais. Quero que ele vai passar mais tempo com a família.
Mas eu conversei com todos eles e falei, olha só, isso é o que eu sou, isso é o que eu faço. Porque se vocês tirarem isso de mim agora, vocês vão estar tirando minha vida.
A gente começou, foi aos poucos, vendo devagar, eu fui, até que daqui a pouco a gente começou a descarregar o peso naquela perna.
He started to walk 3 weeks after surgery. He did physical therapy every day, more than 3 hours. The first kick he did 1.5 months.
This ain't no time for loving. This is time for a battle plan.
Eu fazia alguma coisa e eu postava. Falei, cara, eu acho importante as pessoas saberem que eu tô melhorando, que eu tô ficando bom, né? Ficando comovidas e tal. Foi super bacana, porque isso me ajudou também a falar, caramba, é isso, eu preciso voltar, eu tenho que voltar, vambora. As pessoas querem ver. Você, pô, é isso aí, vai lá pegar esse cinturão. Já é uma nova etapa, né? É uma outra fase da minha vida. Vamos pra cima, vamos embora.
Time to get up now.
People didn't think they were gonna have to fight when they were young. And they didn't start training their boxing, punching. And I already knew I was gonna have to fight, regardless whether it was for money or professionally. I was just getting pushed around, you know, and then that just became a lifestyle for me. So I had to learn how to fight.
Years into making fighting a career, Nick Diaz's accomplishments are extensive. From facing a young Robbie Lawler in the early days of the UFC, to taking on Takanori Gomi during the Pride era, winning and defending the Strikeforce title several times over. And all the while, he went against the grain.
You know, he's gonna try to walk through me, and you know, he's not gonna walk through me.
He had a sometimes brazen authenticity.
This guy has no punching power, no offense, I'm sorry, you're a wrestler.
But that resonated.
Can you back that up a little bit? Thank you. I don't have a dressy suit either. If this guy stands up in the middle of the cage after he wins a fight and says, hey, I want to fight Nick Diaz, I'll hop the cage and I'll get up in this face and I'll say, what's up? Let's do this. I gotta be the bad guy. You're gonna point the finger, make me the bad guy. I'm the bad guy, now I get a fight.
And he became celebrated amongst fans.
BJ's hurt. Oh! Big combination connects again. I have never seen BJ get battered like this on the feet, Mike. He's stumbling on the fence. This is the most busted up I have ever seen BJ Penn.
But there was always the one fight he wanted most.
I think George is hurt. I think he's scared.
You really think I'm afraid of you?
Hey, that's fine.
Are you crazy in your head, man?
Where are you at, George? Where are you at?
Nick needs motivation. He's got it. He's gonna fight George St. Pierre.
But after spending his career getting to the pinnacle of the sport,
This is the best opportunity for Nick Diaz to win this fight. If he can keep the fight like this.
he fell short at the very end.
I want a rematch. I think I can beat you. That's what I think.
Looking forward to
Rematch.
But a sequel against George St. Pierre was off the table, and Diaz had his doubts about working his way back to another title fight.
I've done everything I set out to do. I fought everybody that started from when I did in my era, my generation. I'm not going to fight none of these guys out here. They came in after me. I didn't really want to climb the rankings all over again.
So for 2 years, Nick Diaz sat on the sidelines. And for 2 years, a monumental fight was the only thing that could get him to come back.
For this fight, I'm, pretty much got a fight that makes the most sense for me to keep fighting.
Keep the leg, Nick.
I don't want to be 20 years, 10 years down the road going, why didn't I take this fight?
Back him up, Nick.
I've made it to where, I'm a big draw, and they want to see this fight, so now we're going to have this fight. Of course, I'm going to take the fight.
Eu acho que, assim, o importante dessa coisa de você vir de uma lesão grave como foi a minha, mentalmente, isso era uma coisa, assim, era uma luta diária.
Então, ele teve uma perda de força, 40%, só que a gente tinha tempo, óbvio, para recuperar isso.
São 5 minutos rodando isso, sem parar.
Foi um momento difícil, né, durante o começo do treino, de adaptação para voltar. Mas foi bacana, porque a gente acabou descobrindo outras maneiras de ganhar força com a perna e desenvolver outras habilidades que estavam ali, entendeu? Então foi bem legal.
Like his UFC 183 opponent Anderson Silva, Nick Diaz has had some time off from the sport. But where some could see that as a disadvantage, the 14-year veteran sees it differently.
I'm healthy. I've been having to cut weight to 170 pounds like every 3 months since I was 17 years old. This whole past year has been really good for me to get a better perspective from the outside, not fighting. Take some time off of getting punched around. I've really come to understand some things about recovery time, and just things like that I've never had a chance to really do or risk doing when I had a fight coming up.
Time!
Now that he's back, he has had the opportunity to progress his craft with a fresh outlook under longtime boxing coach Richard Perez, who has been with him since UFC 47.
On the near side. Split down body shot. Jab. Come on, get it right. Right there. There you go. Feel that? Do it again.
The improvement is he's hitting harder. That's what I like.
There you go, that. Do it down here. Come on. There you go, Nick.
People don't realize how tough Nick is and how hard he hits and what he's got up here as far as fighting.
Yeah. Come on. Step out. Body.
That's his life.
Step out. Come on, step out. That's your body. There you go. Woo. That's what I want.
For this fight, Nick Diaz agreed to take the bout at Silva's weight class, 185 pounds. Even though he spent most of his career and experienced much of his success at 170.
I've fought at this weight before pretty much. I felt great. If you notice, a lot of my fights, I'm pretty narrow. Fighting at 170 pounds, So now that I'm fighting heavier, for this fight, you know, I'm gonna be a lot stronger than I am in any fight I would do at 170.
A partir do momento que ele conseguisse correr e saltar, pra mim, ele já tá apto a chutar.
A gente não mudou muito a minha característica no que eu venho fazendo desde que eu comecei a lutar. E assim, a gente está chegando no que a gente quer. Já faço todos os movimentos, já estou estando, estou fazendo tudo o que precisa ser feito.
When we decided to take the fight with Nick Diaz, it was just a fight that makes sense. Two of the best boxers in our sport. Nick Diaz wanted a big fight, and they both had a lot of time off. It just made sense, and it was the right time to do a fight like this.
O Nick Diaz é um cara muito perigoso, e é um desafio tanto para ele quanto para mim.
Eu falo pra ele, eu acho que você ainda tinha que se superar mais do que você fez. Por incrível que pareça, você ainda tinha que fazer mais. Só realmente um homem muito determinado, muito disposto, que voltaria a lutar e voltaria a encarar a próxima luta e o próximo desafio.
Bad dog, you're gonna be trouble. Bad dog, I'm putting you down.
Today, UFC 183 main event fighter Nick Diaz makes the 80-mile drive west to San Francisco for a tune-up at El Nino Training Center, the home of number 4 UFC lightweight Gilbert Melendez. After going 3 5-minute rounds with former Strikeforce middleweight champ Jake Shields, it's straight into another 3 5-minute rounds, this time with 6'8" Xavier Vigny, a heavyweight kickboxer. But it doesn't end there.
6 rounds later.
Nick would match up with current number 1 middleweight kickboxer Joe Schilling, who has collected multiple world titles of his own for rounds 7 through 9.
Nick's one of the people we'd ever bet against. There's something in Nick that not many people have.
I've been around this sport for 15 years, and Nick Diaz is the hardest worker I've ever seen. I've been around pretty much all the top pros. The guy never stops working.
Only a special person can last with 3 guys like that, you know, and can keep such composure. You know, competing against Anderson, you know, he's only fighting one man. You know, he's only gonna fight one man. He might be the greatest of all time, but it's one man.
Look, we gotta fight. He's a big popular draw. I'm a big popular draw. We're the best there is. The 2 people that everyone wants to see, they're gonna fight each other. He does martial arts, he's a black belt. I respect that. I do martial arts, I'm a black belt. He obviously respects that. I don't have nothing to say to my opponent. I don't have, oh, you know, I think Anderson, oh, you know, there's nothing to say. There ain't no bitches or no views. That would be way out of line.
This is huge, man. Who jumps up to fight the greatest of all time? Nick Diaz.
At 23 years old, Kelvin Gastelum has already enjoyed more accomplishment than most fighters have in their career.
7th youngest fighter on the UFC roster.
All while being mostly counted out by critics.
This is where his career really starts.
In 2013, he won the Ultimate Fighter over a big favorite in Uriah Hall.
Gastelum continues to pound away.
He then put together 3 straight, including a victory over hardened veteran Rick Story.
Oh, what a combination! Oh, head kick! He got him.
Gastelum last competed in November at the UFC's first event in Mexico. It was his first opportunity to fight in a co-main event slot, and once again, he went into the fight as an underdog.
This was a huge event for the UFC and also for myself, for it was the first time I ever fought a top 10 opponent. Jake Ellenberger's been one of the best for a really long time.
Jake, the juggernaut Ellenberger, when he is on, he's as good as anybody in the world at 170 pounds.
This was the best I've ever felt going into a fight.
Still! Ellenberger has serious knockout power. Oh, beautiful right hand by Ellenberger. Side leg kick, nice right hand.
Another big shot. Now he's got Kelvin looking to take him down.
And he does. Only the second time Jake Ellenberger has been taken down.
To be able to pass this kind of test with flying colors was very special for me, and I'm glad I was able to put that kind of performance.
Good scramble by Gastelum. Look at that. He got the rear naked. Got the rear naked. Jake is ready. Kelvin Gastelum. Jake
After the impressive win over Ellenberger, Gastelum punched a ticket to Las Vegas for UFC 183. He will fight in the co-main event once again. This time taking on Tyron Woodley, the number 3 ranked welterweight in the world. And not surprisingly, Gastelum is again considered a long shot to win.
Like always, you know, in this fight I feel like I'm a massive underdog. That's fine with me. You know, I've learned to embrace this role and keep proving people wrong just like I do every single time.
These guys are under a lot of stress, and the acupuncture will help them balance their body the best they can. The smoke helps stimulate the acupuncture points a little bit more.
You know, I remember being like Kelvin, being young. I beat Paul Daly, I beat Jordan Meehan, I beat Tarek Saffiedine. I was 10-0, I was fighting for a Strikeforce world title.
Knee to the chest. Knee to the chest.
I ran into somebody with a little bit more experience than me. Try to get adjusted so I can be super loose before I spar. They wanted a little bit more than me at the time, and you know, it was a humbling moment. You know, he's that 10-0 kid now that's spunky and, you know, off some great wins. And I think he'll have that same type of experience. He's gonna run to a guy that's just as hungry, a little bit faster, a little bit stronger, a little bit better wrestler. That's gonna be the difference in the fight. You know, I don't have to sugarcoat what my game plan is. My plan is to be better, you know, in every area.
For this camp, number 3 ranked welterweight Tyron Woodley has employed the talents of ex-UFC fighter Dean Thomas. He is a friend, mentor, and most importantly, his 16 years of real fight experience gives Tyron added insight to the intricacies of the sport.
Dean Thomas is somebody very special to me. You know, he's beaten guys like Sarah, Jake Culver. He's fought the who's who, and at one point he was the best lightweight in the world. I've known him since I was 24 years old, and I was an amateur, and I walked up to him and said, "Hey man, I ain't never met you before, but I'll fight for American Top Team. Can you corner me for this fight?" He said, "All right." So it was kind of cool that someone that never even knew me was willing to help me, willing to show me technique, and we've just expounded upon our relationship since then. Dean owns a company called MMA Scouting Report, and not only for myself, but guys like Robbie Lawler, Thiago Alves, a lot of guys use him for his services. He breaks down the film for me. He's done it for the last 3 or 4 fights. It's been very helpful.
I watch each film numerous times so I can start seeing patterns and tendencies of what a guy does. And once I start figuring that out, I chop it up, I edit it, I put it on video. I think he's a big kid, and he uses his size as well as he can to his advantage. I think he fights to his potential, but I think his potential is limited.
He's just a very sharp individual, and he puts me in a mindset where we're thinking about these matches as chess matches. He kind of go for it and then shoot his double leg with his left side forward.
This time, you know, we wanted to go through the whole camp together and really be sharp, because I think he's at a point in his career now where not only does he have to win, he has to make a statement, and we want it to look good, and we want to make a strong run for the title.
We're thinking strategically on how we're going to break these guys down to a molecule and how we're going to beat them and overwhelm them.
St. Louis-based Tyron Woodley has become one of the most electrifying welterweights in the world.
Big shot, looking to finish it right away. That's it, just like that.
His supreme striking has proven to be too much for some of the UFC's best.
That's it. Now that's it. All over. Oh my goodness. Woodley knocks out Josh Christian. Oh yeah, that's his knee. Oh man, and it's all over.
And in his last fight, he took on some interesting challenges, going against veteran of 13 UFC fights, Dong Hyun Kim in Macau.
Fighting in Asia is something different. The diet is different. It's a big time change, the long travel. So when I went over there, you know, I had this kid that was 19-2. He had beat like Matt Brown and Nate Diaz. He had 2 or 3 knockouts in a row. So I was going out to his home turf to fight him. So I wanted to make sure I went out there and got that done.
Big swing by Woodley. Kim might be hurt. Woodley looking to finish. It is all over. That is a big knockout for the chosen one.
I moved to a new place recently, and it's been phenomenal because years and years back when I was in a tight bind, I was staying at my mom's house, I was actually sleeping on the couch in the kitchen.
Let's get your coat on so we roll.
So when I moved into this house, that tells them that if they set their mind to anything that can happen, it's just good to have some stability and some, you know, fighting 4 times in a year didn't hurt. Those made for some really good Christmases with my boys, and you know, I just enjoy it, and I look forward to more money in the future fighting.
Work on a little foot speed and agility. Ready, set, go. Tyron is a powerful, explosive, strong athlete. Next thing I want to do is a little hip rotation. Bilateral, all 3. So both feet, all 3. Jump, straight forward. Perfect. He's got a strength advantage and power and speed advantage against most of his opponents. So what we're really trying to do is make sure that he can push that pace and dictate where the fight goes. Quick feet, quick feet, quick feet. Good.
Get that hard explosion, crazy combo, takedown defense, and you gotta force yourself to recover afterwards.
Well, win over Kelvin is something I'm gonna have to do anyway. You know, he's gonna keep on rising up. Whether I beat him now, whether I beat him down the road, it's a fight that's bound to happen. You see the guys with heavy hands and great wrestling abilities, those guys are the ones that are thriving.
Good, change levels, change levels.
You know, to be honest, he's one of the tougher matchups for me.
Busy, 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 hands up.
He's willing to go for takedowns, he's willing to try to kick you hard, punch you hard. He's a worthy opponent, and I'm looking forward to the brawl.
And stop. Awesome, man.
Number 7 ranked welterweight Kelvin Gastelum spent much of his UFC 180 fight camp at Alliance MMA. And while he enjoys the high level of competition in San Diego, he still trains much of the year in his hometown of Yuma, Arizona. The young welterweight works closely with longtime head coach Chance Farrar.
Hook the body, hook the head, boom, cross him.
Who he's known since high school.
One of the first times I was ever at the gym sparring with him, I mean, he's the first person that ever knocked me down on my ass, really.
What's the limit? Power. Straight on.
What Kelvin has is the intangibles, his timing, his ability, his vision, those things that a lot of people don't see until you're fighting him. He excels at those things.
Head movement, hands up.
And so I think that's why a lot of times people have developed a misconception about his abilities. They don't see what he's really doing that makes him special.
He came off Jake Ellenberger. 24 hours later, Kelvin was on the phone with Joe Silva, picking his next fight.
I've made it pretty clear that I want to fight somebody in the top 5.
His goal is to be the champion. And when there's an opportunity for him to move in the direction of the title shot, he's going to take advantage of it.
But Gastelum's success in the sport has not gone unnoticed. As a result of being undefeated and achieving a 4-0 UFC record, he's earned quite a few new fans.
It's always cool to get recognized for what you do, to get appreciated for what you do. There's one that says, Kelvin, compa, how are you? This guy's like 30. And then there's another kid, he's like 10 years old.
Kelvin being from here in Yuma, he has local fans. He's got fans from California, the Philippines, Honduras, Mexico. It comes from all over and all ages, and they want to aspire to do the same thing.
I'm never gonna refuse a fan, from a picture or anything like that, because they're the ones that built the sport, and we're here because of the fans.
Woodley, you watch his highlight reel, and it gives you chills. The guy is a destroyer. The guy does not make mistakes.
There is no easy opponents at 170 pounds. Everyone's tough. We know Woodley's tough.
Every single guy that Kelvin has gone up against, Kelvin has found a weakness and he's exploited it. Kelvin is too fast, too diverse, and he has gas for days.
I think he might be looking past me, just like everybody else. They keep underestimating me, and I just keep proving them wrong. This time's no different. He's one of the best in the world, but I feel like I can take this next step and be successful and be able to get on the road to a title shot.
Fighting has the highest highs and the lowest lows. One of the things we always say is you're only as good as your last fight.
17th UFC appearance here for Joe Lauzon.
You can win 3, 4, 5 fights in a row, smash everyone, and then you have one bad performance, and that's all people remember.
Here's the Ultimate Fighter Live winner, Michael Chiesa.
Mike Chiesa, very, very tough opponent.
That's right. And Joe Lauzon immediately has Chiesa down and greets him with a big right hand. Lauzon getting the hands going. How about these two going at it? What a great first round. Big knee by Chiesa.
He won the Ultimate Fighter. Very good grappler.
Able to get Joe Lauzon down there and immediately trying to take his back. Beautiful escape by Joe Lauzon in the mouth of the crowd response.
And we just went out there and, took him up hard.
Big body shot by Lauzon, follows up with an uppercut.
Hit him with a huge knee.
Big knee by Lauzon.
The second the knee landed, I knew the fight was over. Basically just walked away with hands up.
Joe Lauzon with another spectacular performance here in New England.
So my grappling is my bread and butter. That's where I win most of my fights. My whole game always revolves around hunting for submissions. You see a lot of knockouts and TKOs and things like that in America, but a lot of it is set up for my grappling.
As he enters his 18th UFC fight, Lauzon carries 6 submission of the night bonuses with him into the octagon. More impressive is that Lauzon has won more UFC performance bonuses than any fighter in history. In his last fight, he earned his 13th, surpassing UFC 183 counterpart Anderson Silva.
Even being mentioned with guys like Anderson Silva is a great accomplishment, but I'm not done. You know, I want to get another one.
While Joe Lauzon looks to make a statement at UFC 183, his opponent, Iaquinta, who is a member of middleweight champion Chris Weidman's training camp, would rather not become another one of Lauzon's statistics.
Everyone keeps saying fight of the night, it's going to be fight of the night. Joe's always winning those fight of the night bonuses, but
1-2.
Fight of the night's no good. It means he landed punches and he did good too. That's not what I'm going in there for.
Jab cross with a weave.
I want to get in there. I want to dominate, and I want to finish quick.
Nice.
For Iaquinta, confidence is at an all-time high. Since fighting in the finals of The Ultimate Fighter Season 15,
A lot of people believe this man, Iaquinta, is the cream of the crop.
the 27-year-old has put together a 5-1 record. In his last two, he scored impressive finishes over Rodrigo Dom, and Ross Pearson.
Bruno, come on.
Iaquinta's moving like a boxer right now. He feels the finish. There's the uppercut. Ross is up on the legs. Iaquinta's pouring it on. He's coming the end. Ross is down.
And now takes another big step forward as he enters UFC 183 against longtime veteran Joe Lauzon.
Hard cross. Cross hook. Nice.
This is a huge opportunity for me.
Pin it. That's it. Pin that last punch.
As far as my fights go, he's the most well-known name for sure.
We really respect Joe Lauzon as a tough opponent. Nice. Obviously, he's been around the game forever. Real thinking man, crazy in the transitions, great jiu-jitsu. Got to be careful with the guy.
The best way for me to have success against Joe Lauzon is to fight my fight.
3-2.
Fight the way I fight in sparring, fight the way I fought my previous fights.
20 punches.
I've pretty much beat up everyone that I've fought in the UFC. So I'm going to continue doing that in this fight.
Perfect.
As a high school football coach, I'm always looking for devices or training methods to get bigger, faster, and stronger. I came across the Dynavision D2 machine, which basically trains the eye muscle. 3, 2, 1, and go.
To me, it sounded crazy, but the more he showed me, it really, has a tremendous impact on my hand-eye coordination. This machine gives you, your weak points, so I can see where I'm weak at, where my eyes are a little slow. So usually, for most people, it's down low, where the kicks would be coming from. My scores are continually improving.
Oh, 89.
It's exciting to see him get involved and really have my back. He's given me every advantage I can have to be the best I can be.
94.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, come on, bring it in. Couple of things from half guard. So we're here, shoot the knee into the hip, I'm gonna lock up Kimura, immediately I'm rolling over the shoulder. Easy enough? Let's go. That double goes over, lock up the Kimura. Push a little bit off that right leg and go over your shoulder. Beautiful.
At Sarah Jiu-Jitsu, you're just in the Shark Tank. There's a bunch of animals on the mat at all times.
Guys, mouthpieces in, get against the wall. Let's party. Very nice scramble.
You're always going up against the best guys in the world.
That look of terror on your face is what I want to see.
Matt Sarah is one of the best coaches with breaking down, moves in jiu-jitsu.
Time! All right, gang. Round 2. Good, Al.
The team has a lot of faith in Al, you know, in this fight.
Nice, nice.
Joe's a comfortable guy everywhere, but there's no doubt that the strongest weapons in his arsenal is his submissions.
He gives us nothing at all. You can put your elbow next to him. Yes, underhook, very nice.
And, you know, Al, he's fought dangerous grapplers before, he came out on top.
Last one. Let's go.
I think I'll have the advantage pretty much wherever this fight goes. I'm younger, I'm stronger, I'm faster.
Short time, people.
That's what's gonna give me the win in this fight.
Keep going, 4 seconds, 4 seconds. Time! Good job, guys.
We feel this is gonna be Al's night. We're very excited about it.
Raging Al's going to war, sir. Guys, good training, man. Good training partners.
I'm sure Al's excited about this fight. I think I'm definitely the biggest name that he's faced so far. At the same time, I understand where he's coming from. I've been that guy on the low end fighting in big fights, and I know what it's like to upset people, so I know that he's training hard.
You need to promise me that you are going to smash him every single time. 725. Al Iaquinta is a very good fighter. And he comes from a great camp. Good job, fine. You're Longo's a great coach. Sarah's a great coach. They're going to be ready. But Joe's going to be ready for them, too.
I think it's quick go. Something's really heavy.
Hey, fans can expect a high impact, high pace fight. Al and I are both going to come at each other very aggressively. We're going to go out there and brawl. We're going to get after it. On the feet, on the ground, no matter where the fight goes, there's going to be a scrap.
At UFC 183, Al Iaquinta will be confronted with the greatest challenge of his career. Kelvin Gastelum seeks to shake the label of underdog once again.
I've learned to embrace this rule and keep proving people wrong just like I do every single time.
When they lock their cage, he gonna come after me and I'm gonna come after him, and I think that's what makes it such an exciting bout. Something that fans should be, excited to watch.
And two of the most accomplished and captivating fighters of our generation finally return to the octagon. With Stockton's Nick Diaz promising to deliver.
You get this guy running in trying to take you down, it's boring. So we don't do that.
And with the return of perhaps the greatest fighter the sport has ever seen, many questions will be answered.
Caramba, é isso. Eu preciso voltar, eu tenho que voltar, vambora.
Anderson Silva versus Nick Diaz, UFC 183.
He is the greatest of all time.